Welcome to Powered by Authenticity. I'm so happy to have you here tonight. It's day 2 of the special series of kind of walking through what I'm doing from a strategic planning perspective. Again, this comes out of a LinkedIn post that I made about a week and a half or so ago. People curious about if I'm going to invest in time away, what that looks like. So walking you through day 2. And first of all, I want to say, once again, I'm sitting on the beautiful beach penthouse deck at Sunbeam Bungalows. I'm watching the sun start to set. Yes, it's only 20 to 7, but it is Northern Ontario and it's absolutely beautiful. You probably hear the boats coming in and the kids in the water. And I couldn't think of a more perfect place to be thinking about what it is I want to do next, from all things podcast and PBA consulting and just everything. And, I just literally texted Sarah and Darren Crusoe, who are my hosts, asking if I could just please always record every day on this deck, because it's absolutely amazing and what a beautiful backdrop. So day 2, let me fill you in on day 2. One, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Not sure why, but just I think was feeling kind of wired from the drive and kind of just like feeling a little bit overwhelmed about being gone. There's a little bit of mom guilt going in strong on this one, because my daughter's home from school and I'm not there. But this was planned, and this is time that I need to take. So I think that was weighing on me a little bit. I think too, just being away from home. This is my home. This is my second home. But it's just so wonderful to be here, and I think I was just like jazzed to be here. So I took a little bit away from the ability to sleep last night. But oh my gosh, got up this morning bright and early, had coffee on the deck. You can go to my LinkedIn profile and see my coffee cup coming in bright with the sunrise. And then took some time to go to the farmer's market. I love the farmer's market up here. We do not do enough of a great job at my local one anyways, of bringing in different vendors and just having the excitement of the crowd. And there's just so many people, like excitement of the crowd. That's a big statement and probably an over dramatic statement, but just people are happy to be there. And there's just so much there, and it's just so fun. And dogs are walking around, and there's people singing, and we've got the fresh veggies, and just everything is beautiful, and I love it. Then I did take some time to go get my hair colored. Not gonna lie, that I had the realization that I have a interview for my book on Monday, and it's videoed, and I was not looking like I wanted to. So I did take the time to go to a local hairdresser and chat and get that taken care of, so that I feel fresh for this book interview. I'm not sure what to expect. This book has been in the works since, it has been a year and a half. And so not quite sure what to expect out of this first interview. Looking forward to it, but I did want to make sure I was in tip-top shape. I'm hosting it here, so I'll be in Northern Ontario when I have it, and just fun. So, that was great. Didn't really take time for a meal, so was starving, went to the local bistro. Can I just say how much these people hustle? Like, these waitresses are hustling at this place. And I did hear one thing that kind of hurt my heart, and that was people behind me that said if they want a better tip, they should get a different job. And you know what? Food service right now is just so hard. It's so difficult, so challenging, and it's understaffed, and restaurants are suffering. And so that was a little bit disappointing to hear. So I would encourage all of you, wherever you are, go tip well. People deserve it. So what did I do then? Well, in between, I have had some things kind of hovering over me. One of those points that I made yesterday is just not enough time for me to do business development and podcast development. So I did do some follow-up emails and messages on LinkedIn, scheduling some meetings for potential guests and for just people who had reached out that I hadn't had time to follow up on. And it feels good to get those meetings on the books. They're empowered, wonderful women. I look forward to furthering my conversation. I've had the opportunity to be asked if I could moderate an upcoming webinar with some C-suites, and it's a direction I didn't even think about taking when I had the podcast going. but it's exciting to me. There's something that seems really real about being able to get on a call with the CEO of a consulting firm and the CIO of a hospital and bring those individuals together through conversation, and knowing that I will kind of help to moderate that. So very exciting, and something I'm really seriously thinking about as to whether do I offer those services. And you have to think about that. I guess it's kind of like emceeing events. I'm not sure. Anyways, after that, I really reached out to some guests who've wanted to be on the podcast. I want them on the podcast, and just kind of confirming some follow-up meetings, and just, again, felt good to get that overarching kind of these needs to get done. I also did write a list of people who I want on the podcast, and I've got some pretty big names on here. I'm not going to lie. Do I think everybody's going to hop on? I'm not sure. But, I've got some C-levels with Tesla and some C-levels with Dell. And I would just like to really connect and hear the story of these empowered, wonderful women. I really just think that it'd be fun conversations. And I'm also kind of thinking that might be more of the direction I want to take with the podcast, is it being truly conversations of people who I feel are inspiring, and maybe you would like to hear their stories. Don't know, something I'm thinking about. I think that's part of the beauty of these days away, is to think about what do I want to do with not only the consulting firm, but what do I want to do with the podcast, and just kind of different directions. One of the other things that I really reflected on, as well as, these follow-ups, were what do I need to do to expand in 2025? I mentioned it yesterday. Quadrupling in 2024 from a revenue and growth perspective was amazing. Those opportunities came through networking. So how do I take relationships that I've had and can build upon and build that to the next step? And I talk about networking a lot, and I really think that that's part of what I need to do. Or who are the women who I can network most with? What are the events that can help to drive those or those just growth opportunities? One of the people that I connected with in 2024, I'd had a relationship with since 2004, so a 20-year relationship. Helped to get me an assignment that, was really meaningful at the time. And, I look at even what Sarah and Darren Crusoe have done here at Sunbeam Bungalows. I don't think that they have to advertise. I think that they have built relationships. I look at myself, we're a family that has been here since day one. And there's something special about that. And shouldn't that be the type of repeating kind of template that we go with and how to build our businesses? Don't know. Lots of thoughts again going into day 2. I don't know if I really have a lot of content for you guys. Just a busy day, a fun day, a day full of responding to people who I needed to, putting things in, concrete motion that I needed to, such as reaching out to individuals at organizations that are far larger than I will ever be, such as Tesla and Dell. And Hubsters right now is like, you're going to get somebody from Tesla? And I'm going to try, Hubsters. I'm going to try to have that conversation on my podcast. But that's really day 2. I'm going to go watch the sunset. It's beautiful, absolutely amazing. I'll post a picture in the comments. Again, you probably hear the birds and the boats and the people, and I think that that's what's beautiful about being here and being able to be engrossed and wanting to grow myself, is that I'm encased in a place that I absolutely love to be. So thank you. If you have any thoughts or comments as to what other content you'd like to see over this special series, we have 2 more days, only 2 more days. It seems sad that that's it, but 2 more days of really planning out what the structuring needs to be to help implement some growth opportunities in 2025. I'd love to hear what it is you'd like to hear about, maybe things that you're curious, have I thought about those? Marketing, social media, all of those things. Feel free to leave it in the comments. I hope you all have a great Saturday, and thanks for being part of this special series. Have a good night.